So you wanted to be an animator. Today I'm going to teach you things I learned on my own journey of becoming an animator. But first, huge thanks to Lenovo and Microsoft for sponsoring this video. I went to college for 2 years of illustration and 2 years of animation. But honestly, I learned a lot of the animation part online. So without having to waste 4 years of your life, I'm going to teach you some of the things I learned. First, we need an idea. Sometimes you can run into a lovely thing called the artist block. When you've been sitting and staring at the same blank page with nothing in mind. Finding inspiration helps spark my creativity. Usually I like going on Pinterest or watch music videos, animations, and movies that inspire me. But sometimes I realize that I've been in the art cave for way too long and I have to take inspiration from the great unknown. We gotta go out there. A breath of fresh air to bring in new ideas. Obviously, a lot of the animation process makes it so that I'm in the art dungeon until the end of days. So when possible, I try to go outside. Life's too short to be shrimp posing in my art cave. And to animate life, you kinda have to experience life yourself. I usually don't like carrying laptops because they're way too heavy for my flimsy wrists. Lenovo has slim and lightweight designs that start at 3.7 pounds, saving my traps from being in the worst condition they've ever been. That way I can leave my sketchbook, 300 pens, and a highlighter at home. Now back to coming up with an idea. The Lenovo Slim Pro 9i comes with some awesome tools like the Microsoft Journal app, where I can do quick doodles in. But wait, there's more. I've been trying to get out of the art cave more, so the Lenovo Slim Pro 9i works great with its 9-hour battery life, which means I don't need to worry too much about finding an outlet at my local cafe. Here, I'm usually just coming up with topics that I would like to talk about. I'm usually sketching while I'm writing out my thought process, and since I'm a very visual person and words are hard, I like to put my ideas down on the Journal app, where I make a little mood board of inspiration using images and art styles that I clip from Pinterest, Google's, along with TV shows and movies I've watched. Here, I'm using the snipping tool because I cannot for the love of pasta figure out why we as a civilization would create file types that would make saving pictures way more difficult than what it's supposed to be. Like, why? What's the point? Anyways, once I have an idea that I'm excited about, I start writing bullet points. These bullet points are topics within the idea that I find interesting and might want to expand on. It's for research, I swear. Voice acting. This is when I record my script. Animating to a pre-recorded audio is easier for me, so I have an idea on how long the video is. And so I'm not spending too much time drawing a frame that you'll only see for 2 seconds. I'm gonna be real with you, not my favorite part. I'm not fond of hearing my voice and hearing myself mispronounce words a billion times over, but you just gotta believe and learn to love your voice. To record my audio, I use a program called Audacity. I also use voice mod since I voice all my characters. So I can sound like this,
or I can sound like this.
And after I'm done talking to myself, it's time to storyboard. For this, I use Toon Boom Harmony. But I know, it gets a little pricey. Animate CC is a cheaper option, which I started with. And if you want to try it out, the Lenovo Slim Pro 9i comes with a complimentary 2 months of the Adobe Suite. For me, storyboarding comes in many phases. The super sketchy stick figures. This is when I just lay out which characters would be in the shot and the most basic ideas. The kind of sketchy, but it looks like something. This is when I try to capture the basic poses and expressions of the characters. Still super sketchy though. After this, I try to get the timing and the movement as close as possible to the way I want it before the cleanup. Character design. This usually goes before storyboarding, but since I'm working on a quick turnaround like YouTube, I'm usually down to the wire for a lot of these things. So let's speedrun character design. Make sure you focus on recognizable silhouettes that make your characters stand out. Make each character distinct from one another. If one is tall, make the other one short. If one is big, make the other one small. If one is pink, make the other one blue. If you're making something for animation, always remember KISS. Keep it super simple. Because having to animate a super complex character when you're on a solo mission is just asking for carpal tunnels at an early age. Most lovable characters are very simple in color and design anyways. But if you're having an art block at this part, you can always grab inspiration from your favorite characters, cool shapes, designs, and even colors. Pick and choose what parts of the designs you like most. Animation. Animation is the heaviest of the workload. You can animate either frame by frame or with rigs. Frame by frame usually requires you to draw and color each frame of the animation. Or you can use rigs for your animation, which is what I'm currently using. Rigs allow you to make kind of a puppet skeleton out of your character, so you don't have to redraw them over and over again. The pros and the cons. Frame by frame animation allows you to animate with fluidity or more dynamic poses, but it does take a lot of time. Rigs are very limited in poses and can sometimes look very stiff, but it saves you a lot of time. Saves me a lot of time. You kind of just have to pick which one's the best for you. Throughout this process, I use a lot of references from Pinterest, movies, animations, pictures from life, anything I feel like would fit the feel of the animation. References help you build your characters, from using different art styles for inspiration, ideas for their clothing, guidance for poses, movements, colors, and so much more. I usually try to get a rough idea of the colors I want to use before animating, just so I don't have to recolor after the fact. But also, I can't tell you how many times I'm drawing, coloring, and rendering a video and it looks all pretty on my screen. And then after I upload, I realize I just colored my animation the most heinous, obnoxious, sorry excuse of a color. But Lenovo got it figured out. The Slim Pro 9i has 3K mini LED Pure Side Pro touch display, which means inky blacks, vibrant colors, and realistic accuracy, which is a lifesaver. Lip syncing. This was my least favorite part of the process since I have to listen to my voice over and over again, but this is when I go on autopilot mode. And I didn't realize this, but having a touchscreen laptop like the Lenovo Slim Pro 9i made this process so much faster. Line art, coloring, and shading, on the other hand, you can do in batches. Doing these in batches makes it easier so you're not jumping around tasks. Are we done yet? Editing! To edit, I use Premiere Pro, which can be a little complex. But if you're looking for something easy to learn and free, I've been trying out Microsoft's editing app called Clipchamp. And where was this when I was starting out? I actually use Clipchamp to record the on-screen process you see in this video. And I like the fact that there's stock images, stock video, video templates, and music, which makes it easier when you're just starting out and sharing your work on social media. Animation and editing programs are heavy, and I need something that can keep up with me and all my projects, because I have a lot. The Slim Pro 9i has a 13th Gen Intel Core i9 processor based on the Intel Evo design and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series graphics for crystal clear broadcasting, making editing way smoother. Now that all the visuals are complete, it's time to finalize the audio design and sound effects. Storyblocks is my go-to for sound effects since everything is just there from music to sound effects to Premiere and After Effects editing templates. And if I can't find the audio that I need, I record the sound effects myself. This is what you would call a Foley. So instead of me gremlin running in the hallways in the middle of the night, I use my fingers and tap on my table instead. What? We're on a deadline! Once all the audio and sound design is done, it's finally time to hit upload. So thank you so much to Lenovo and Microsoft for showing me that I can create and still make things on the go. If you're getting started with animation or you're already a pro animator, then do yourself a favor and grab the Lenovo Slim Pro 9i with Windows 11 from B&H, Antonline, and Costco, or check out the links in my descriptions. If you have any questions about my creative process, make sure to ask them in the comments down below, and I'll try to answer as much of them as possible. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!